Okay. Let's see. Okay. Um, okay. Guys, do you mind me? Yeah, do you mind me ending and then restarting this? I don't know why it's not, I guess it's not, it's unable to
Let's
join.
try one more time.
Let's try one more time. Okay.
Beg your pardon.
Yep. We're sending another invite to her now. We tested it yesterday though. And it worked. Yeah, let's see. Yay!
There
I
Okay,
am
you are.
finally in.
good.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to
Thank you
see
for
Thank you
you.
so much for hosting me. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate this.
How are
Thank
you
you.
doing today?
I am really good. Thank you. I'm buzzing
Okay.
by the grace of
Oh,
God.
Okay. I think we
nice.
should jump into this because we've lost some time.
Oh,
So
yes.
we would like to know from you. Tell us a bit about your experience as a sexual health counselor working with couples. What has your experience been like?
Uh, I would say it's amazing, really. I
Okay.
didn't start working with couples. I started working generally. I started working with sexual health, just doing sexual health. And in Denmark, I was trained in Denmark, and so specialized in HIV
No.
counseling HIV at the time patients in the Black minority Christian communities in the Black minority communities, so in Denmark. So that's how it started for me. Then I started volunteering. That's my history. Then I got in to do the training, which gave me advanced diploma in HIV counseling, specializing in that. So because it was under sexual health, and I specialized
Mm,
in that, I started doing that work in the community. The Black community is the Black people, really in
mm,
Denmark. So that's how it all started. And when it was time to relocate to join my husband in the UK, then I was very, very blessed to be employed in one of the biggest, largest sexual health organization in the UK. That's
mm,
NAS project in London, West London. So I worked with them, and the project I was coordinating and managing gave me opportunity to work with couples because I was coordinating and managing the youth project. So
mm,
you know that in our community we don't talk about sex. So
mm,
if you want to talk about sex with young people, you have to be talking to their parents
mm.
because it has to ripple, it has to fit down
Absolutely.
to, since the people I was dealing with, they were aged 13 to 19, then I really have to be talking to parents because
Mm,
parents have the knowledge about these issues because you can't just jump, and talk to the children about these issues, especially if they're from Black minority communities. So I found out that there were gaps because even parents had gaps in the knowledge
mm,
of sexual health, So
Mm.
I had to talk to my CEO at the time. They said, okay, you just deal with it. These are my people. Because again, I was dealing with Black minority communities. So I looked for a way to deal with that. And I started talking to parents, couples. They had a whole lot of issues. Then, luckily there was a lot of funding at the time. So I started working with Black minority couples, Oh, I would say which wasn't part of the main project. It was a side project I now added to the project I was doing. And that's how I started. And I now took this home. I now find out that there were issues in the church.
mm.
So, it wasn't written like Rita, sexual health counseling, but I just, again, started dealing with the gaps that were in the church, people around me in my community. And by the grace of God, I had a great opportunity to research this because don't forget that I've been working with Black minority communities,
Mm,
parents, couples. So there are a lot of, information that
mm,
needed to kind of be circulated.
mm,
So I kind of used those information to know that there were problems and nobody's talking about these problems.
mm,
Solution is not being brought in, and I just, took every day as it came, did one project, did one training, did that. And when it was time, I was able to put a book together, which is one of the bestsellers that I have, which is enhancing sexual health, enhancing. I think I really need to take the book and, which is one of the best lads, which is this book, So
Yeah.
these were some of the information, enhancing intimacy in ethnic minority Christian. So you find out some of the information that we're here is not just some information I gathered for this book. It's information that has kind of, over the years, that I've got with working as a sexual health, advisor, counseling, working with young people, working with their parents, working with couples that, gave me the information. So you find out that as time now came, after writing this book, we now knew that we can't stop here. Some of the recommendations really kind of led to the birth of my ministry, which is working with couples. So which led to me counseling, talking to couples, yearly having an annual Christian event that I do, so that couples can really come out and just be young men, young girls, just have a ball, a blast, And yes, it's been interesting, but again, I would say there is nothing you do that doesn't have challenge. It's challenging, as you would know, because again, we'll have to deal with culture, we'll have to deal with tradition, we'll have to do with a lot of things, how people are feeling, and you really have to take that into consideration when you deal with people's emotions. So yeah, I would say it's a privilege to serve in that capacity for me, and just to know that we all have these issues, but it depends on how we deal with it, and if we're free to just open up, because it's not the end of the world, really. Open up and just share, and you find out the answer, the solution is just close by. Yes, that's it.
Great.
All right, you've touched a lot of very important things. Yeah. You've talked about people willing to come out to ask questions, people willing to discuss, seek. It's not enough for you to just to identify the problem. You must know how to seek out the solution.
Absolutely.
You've created a different platform to be able to do that. You've written a book. You have a couple annual get together, which I see. So for us to, since we're talking about boosting libido, I'd like us to have an established definition of what a libido is, so that we can now, spring up from there. So what's your definition of libido? How do you define it?
My Bluetooth will play up a little bit. Just give me a second. I'll just put that in, and
that's
we'll go.
Absolutely fine. Yeah. That's absolutely fine. We came ready.
Give me a minute. Okay. There we go.
Someone's asking, Shay, Okay.
Okay. Libido. What is libido?
Yeah.
It depends on how you want to define libido. Some folks will say it's lust. And as Christians, we don't like the word lust. But if you're lusting for your wife or your husband, that's good, isn't it? That should be a good thing when you're lusting for your husband. Again, some say it's desire. And some say, I think I like the one that says it's associated with your drive, your urge, sexual urge. So I like that definition, that apart from the fact that it's about lust, it's about desire, then you can actually, I would say it's about the desire, the urge, the sexual urge for I would in this context say your partner, your wife, your husband. So that is, that the drive, the urge, the sexual urge, the desire. And you find out if that is not there, there's a problem.
So what do you think affects it? Some people say with men, for example, some people say as men progress in age, it can begin to dwindle. For some people, they say women, when they begin to enter into menopause, what other things, is that correct? And what other things impact on it?
Really, with libido and, desire, lust, and sexual urge, I think, first of all, when I speak to couples, the first thing I say is that there is need for us to have the basic foundation in our marriage, which is an atmosphere where we can be free with our spouse, we can laugh, we can play, we can have fun. And I tell you, I cannot emphasize this enough. Because in every marriage there will be problems, but I think when there is that foundation where, you know, there is playfulness, there is, you know, there is fun in the atmosphere, there is laughter, there is, you know, ease. So when these problems come, it's very easy, or it's easier to solve, because when there is laughter in the home, you find out whatever problems that come, it, it's easy for you to table them. So going back to the question that you asked me, what are the causes? What can challenge, you know, the effective sexual performance of a woman or a man in the marriage? A lot of things, actually. When you look at it, you'll be looking at the level of stress that can affect a man, that can affect a man can be very stressed, a woman can be stressed, you know, exhausted. It can be both, you know, burn out. A lot of things can cause you as a man to be exhausted, to be stressed. A lot of things, you know, for both men and women, you would have this. But if you look at men, you would see that a lot of things that happen to men that when they are in their prime, they can be hitting 1,000 miles per minute in the bedroom, you know. But as they grow, you know, things begin to change. It could be medical issues. It could be, you know, erectile dysfunction, you know. It could be anything. And again, when you look at the erectile dysfunction, you're looking at early ejaculation. You're looking at, you know, you're looking at a lot of other issues, you know. But what is very important is that there is nothing that cannot be amended or solved. Because even when this problem happened in the family, that the man that used to go 1,000 miles in a second is now, you know, because of medical issue, he doesn't share it. Because he doesn't share with his wife, the wife ponders like what is happening, because you know what it used to be like. Now it's like this. So what is happening? And we'll find this even in practice that most men don't like to share this with their spouse.
Absolutely.
And that can be a problem. There is the issue of infidelity, you know. There is the issue of just laziness. Men just don't want to really, that's, you know, or they are bored. And what they want, maybe they want the woman swinging on the chandelier, and the woman is saying, no, I just want to stick to what I know. And the man is like, well, that doesn't cost it for me anymore. And the woman is like, how on earth do you want me to start swinging? Who taught you this? Hey, you know, I would tell pastor, but the thing about it. and the woman is like, oh my God, you know, you've not asked me this before. Why are you asking me this? The man is tired of the same old, he wants something new.
Absolutely.
And if you want something new, what you're looking at is, as a wife, what is the new? What should I be doing? You know? Yeah. Should we be looking for balance? But in most cases, people don't look for the balance because that conversation don't even start. Also, when you go to the woman, similar as well. Assumption, you know, if one partner is having an affair outside, the same thing you would have as well.
Absolutely. I think someone asked a question here.
Yes, brilliant. Well, the first comment here is chandelier moves. Is it sustainable? Okay.
Yes. If you know, I normally before I do this, I say if you're seated with your husband, hold his hands and squeeze his hands and see, you know, when I'm saying something, if it's something that you'll be practicing, look at each other's face and smile, you know.
Okay, the next question, just so you take two together. Someone said laziness. It's a comment actually, but you might want to add to it. Laziness, no exercise, no food, or dot dot dot.
Okay, we laziness, I had some young people, some of the people that I met, they said, well, some men can just be lazy. They just don't want to bother, You're telling them this is the sport that hits it for me. It's like, oh, since when? He doesn't want to explore. So that laziness, you can attach that to being excited, wanting to explore. Because if you're upbeat, you want to explore with your wife, then it's fun. People want to, to proceed in the marriage, you understand?
Yeah.
I think you're already getting some people revved up because someone is saying, what a day to have this lesson. Perfect weekend. My husband wouldn't see this coming. So I think they're here to learn, man.
Okay.
Let's jump in. Let's jump in.
I think somebody also asked a question. He said, does red wine affect libido?
Not really. Actually, it's one of the things that is recommended. It's one of the aphrodisiacs that is recommended if you drink red wine. Positively, yes. Red wine is one of the aphrodisiacs. So if you drink red wine and have chocolate, and I'll be going into that later, but it's very good. It's not for you to get drunk. You can have that one glass, researchers said it really enhances the libido, actually, when you read books, it's actually seen as one of the, aphrodisiacs that enhances sexual, intimacy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have another question which says, what are the common challenges do women often complain about when it comes to
their sex life?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It depends on where you are in a part of the world. If you're coming from Africa, the thing, and not just Africa, I beg your pardon, not women, they fear pregnancy. They're, it's like, we just had a baby. I don't want to be pregnant now. We have to put things in place, the right contraceptive has to be in place. That is a whole lot of discussion, in the marriage, because, what would people say? We just had a baby 2 months ago and you're just jumping on me, do you want me to be pregnant? Things like that. And again, I think every day you hear a lot of women saying they're tired. And at night, their husband wants them to be super women. The husband wants them to just, get up and just to stop. Tiredness, so the same exhaustion, people are exhausted, like, oh, I've had a busy day in my work, especially now that you have women, young ladies taking off managerial position, leadership position. Mm-hmm. They are meant to work so hard, head projects, and when they come home, they cannot excuse themselves from being mothers or being, wives. It continues, and that is a challenge, because if you started your day at 8 o'clock and now you're coming back home at maybe 5 or 6, you've walked from 8, 9 to 5, and you're coming home, you're not even having 1 hour to rest. You're thinking about dinner, and you're thinking about, the clothes have to go into the laundry. You have to do that. There's no hour. There's no an hour to rest, get yourself together. When you go to bed, there is one man touching you, not submit as a wife. It is, I think that is if you look at all the points, the polls, I think that takes more of the percentage. You would have people say that is the main problem, main challenge that they have. And you see that a lot. You also have things with, men not connecting, or their husband not satisfying them sexually. Mm-hmm. That is the point as well, because when women start complaining that their husband don't satisfy them sexually, you find out that it either ends up with them not being interested in performing or being involved with their husband. And that is also another thing that women talk about. And also they talk about the fact that, not being appreciated in the marriage, that if they're not appreciated, the little they contribute, if they're not appreciated in marriage, just jumping into the snack, jumping into the bed, doesn't cut it. Like you just, so, these are some of the things that, you hear women, some of the challenges, apart from the fact that you also you would hear, the issue of infidelity, body changes, because as women get into the marriage, they have babies, they become pregnant, they also have to deal with that. So that also have a negative impact on their sex life.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's a very important point, right? Because sometimes one of the things we hear that women complain is that their husband don't engage with them during the day. Just wait till night and just say, "Hi, baby, are the shops open today?" No, you have to engage during the day, engage her,
Absolutely,
get into our
absolutely.
emotion, get into
Yes,
our mind, because our mind is the most important sexual organ. Just
yes.
stimulate her mind, all right? That's it. Stimulate her mind, her body will follow suit. So that's a very, very
Absolutely.
important point. That's a very
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. You're right. Just to add to what you said, that's why at the beginning I said, and most of the work I do, I like to add the fun, the love, the laughter. It's part of the main element of what I do, because I find out over the years that if you're able to have fun in your home, in your marriage, you are able to laugh. There is no silly laughter, just laugh. Fill the home with laughter.
Absolutely.
I tell men, most of the men that I say, start from there. You find out when you go to the sack, when you go to the bedroom, you've already done part of the work because you've been laughing, you've been connecting. Not just that you come from work, you're putting some newspaper on your face, so you're going to the Xbox, you're looking at not paying attention to the woman, and you just want her to just light up. Who does that? So, so when I say the fun, the laughter, the love, it's actually a build-up of what you later have in your boudoir, in your bedroom. And that is so important that men see that women, they need to feel appreciated. They need to feel heard. Women want to be listened to. Even if we're just blabbing rubbish, we want to just hear about the thing that didn't make sense in the office. About that thing, just have that communication. Know that you're not alone. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what common behavior and lifestyle can impact on a man's sexual drive?
I think the blade so taken. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
So I think, for men really, eating well is very good. Staying positive and exercising is very, very good for men, because you find out that just as anything in life, we have lifespan. A man can be very, very, active in his 20s, in his 30s. Then when he becomes when he gets to the 40s, he starts slowing down. At this point, you start having some health challenges. God forbid, you now start looking at the level of cholesterol, you now start looking at high blood pressure and those things. It's very important that at that very, beginning, you have a lifestyle that, yes, we're Christians, we pray, but you have a lifestyle that does not, store negativity. If you're married, you have a lifestyle that is open, and when you're open, you're free to discuss. You don't pile things in, because this is a killer for most men. When you pile things in, you overthink. You don't share with your wife things that could be shared, that could be talked about, and dissolve. Men pile these things in. So I find myself, most times just saying, speak to somebody.
Absolutely.
Speak to somebody. Even if not your wife, make sure you're speaking, Speak, the project that's just gone bad, that's almost killing you. Talk to your wife. You'll be so surprised that your wife would understand. Talk to a counselor. Go just talk to somebody. And the moment you can talk to somebody, go for that run, If you like to just lift weights once a week, just do that.
Wow.
If football is something that tickles your interest, go play football, watch football match, get time out for yourself. Not just get time out to do some silly stuff. Do, things that would impact your well-being as a man. And if you're able to do this, you see the changes that come, you're better, able to deal with it. And this is very important, when you look at the balance, the whole man.
Great.
Absolutely. Great point. Great point. One of the things for men, most times when they're experiencing a challenge, they like to just kind of withdraw and go into their cave. And so this point is very important. Talk to someone. So I think the point you're making is mental health is also important in impacting on our mental health, our physical health. They all contribute in boosting the libido. All right. So I think at this juncture, we'd like to just talk about the practical session of the class. You have something you'd like to show us?
Okay. Yes. Today, because when I was talking about this, I said it's very important that we look at some of the very easy things we can actually incorporate into our menus. It's very easy for us to say, oh, today I'm going to take my husband out and we go spend this money, and we think that if we go out to eat something in the restaurant, that is, that will make everything okay. Then when we come home, it's going to be bum, bum, bum. No, because you can spend that big money and the food you went to eat outside is not enhancing the fire,
Yes.
So today I decided to start just to show the beautiful people that have joined us today, something they can do at home, something they can just buy to help themselves. So I want to show you this, and I want you to have open minds,
Yes.
Oh, this, this Bluetooth.
I think they're all ready for you.
They're ready for you. The comments are dropping in.
They're waiting. Nervously.
Keep falling up. Yeah. Give me 1 minute.
That's all right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yes. Are we good?
Yes, we are.
They're ready.
Ready.
Okay. So let me show you something. I want you to be open-minded because this is a must. This is a must do. Yes. Let me show you something.
Okay.
Yes. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is oyster.
Oh,
oyster.
Nice.
Okay. This thing is lit.
Wow.
This thing is, oh boy.
Oyster. Oyster. Please type oyster in the comment section.
This is, whoa, fire.
Please bring it up a little. Great.
Right? I'm going to talk about it. Can you see it properly?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me talk about it,
Okay.
It's not so expensive if you're in the UK. You can get this for a pound. You can get it for a pound. In some places,
really?
one for a pound, they come, you pick one, each one is 1 pound,
Okay.
So what happens is that when you buy it, you'd have to open it, Instead of the fish places, they will open it for you, but if you're not using it immediately, you have to put it in ice, and you can take it home and put it in ice, and take care of it. Then wait when you and your husband, you want to, get really, loving, then both of you would have that, So
how do you have it?
When you open it, you see the meat in, it's like it's seafood, it's lovely, it's nice. I always tell people that are non-alcoholic to use lemon, that will be fine. But other people will use, other things like vodka, whatever they use. But we like to use it with lemon. And when you squeeze lemon in, some people just swallow, but I like to chew it. You can chew it. Because when you open it like this, you squeeze your lemon in, you and your husband, voila. And you stick in your husband's hands and you will say, we're going to try this. So try this. As many people that are looking, try this with your husband. And you'll be singing hallelujah. I see somebody saying hallelujah. Hey, sis, how are you? Thank you for joining. This is an aphrodisiac that, oh boy, no
Wow.
matter the age,
Wow.
feed yourself this. And I totally believe in natural remedies, and aphrodisiacs are natural remedies, and we shouldn't take them for granted. If it comes to pop pills, we will pop pills, but this, so many of you will say this in some of those posh restaurants and just walk up past. Don't walk up past this time.
Okay. Okay.
This is really, really good. And when you have this with your spouse, it kind of boosts your libido, because there is D in it, and that has the testosterone. And women, we don't need so much of that. It's men that actually needs, high testosterone in their system. But women, you need an amount that is good enough for you to function,
Okay.
So this is something we should try. Okay,
You
everybody.
mentioned aphrodisiac. For the purpose of those listening, what's that?
So these years are food that you can eat that boosts your libido. They're food that boost the sex drive. So if you are maybe having that issue, this is something yourself and your husband you can try in your home. It's not necessarily every day. Give yourself a treat, like want to do something special. This is something you can both try, and you don't need to cook it. You eat it raw.
Ooh.
Although there are a lot of menus you can eat, you can cook where you cook oyster. But this particular one, you open it, squeeze in some lemon, and voila.
Voila.
So
Okay.
I wanted to do this. Yeah. So so that is it. So my assistant is working seriously to ensure that everything goes very well today.
Bless
So
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next one I'm going to be showing is I've done this video before, the drink. The drink is very important. That is on my Instagram at Read Elwa. And I've done this drink before, which is the cinnamon drink. It is very, very good. The cinnamon is very good for men. And if I don't know, I can't go into that right now, but let me just say this cinnamon stick, they're also aphrodisiacs that are good to enhance, sexual intimacy. All you just need to do, the cinnamon sticks, they are like this. You break them into pieces, and when you break them into pieces and you boil them, you don't need sugar because it's sweet. Cinnamon, the sticks like this is sweet. You can boil them for an hour, 2 hours, then you start sipping, you start drinking. Apart from the fact that is it enhances sexual intimacy, it enhances sexual activity, it enhances, your performance. It also reduces blood sugar in the system, so it's very, very good. So can you imagine eating your lobsters and your oysters, then you drink this? And this also, is something you can do at home.
So you're saying you break it, boil it, and it's ready to drink.
And just drink, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
You can also add things like nutmeg, which is very good as well to enhance your libido, to increase your libido. So it's also very good. The last time I did this, I did it with cardamom. Cardamom is also very good to help ladies increase their sexual drive. So this is something you can do at home and just drink and drink, and it's cheap.
Okay.
And it's very cheap, you can get that. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is a combination of a lot little things that you can snack on at home. Okay. And so this one, okay, can you see this one here? This one is asparagus.
Oh, okay.
This is asparagus, It is amazing for women. And this one here is cereal. Yeah. Some of those things you can't call very well, yes? Celery. Yeah,
Right.
that's one. So what is inside the pot here is avocado that I've pureed. Avocado is known to have, um, to have to have health benefit, and it also increases your sexual drive. It increases, it's very good because of the vitamin, the component that is in the avocado. Yeah. So, but with all this, instead of just eating chocolates or sweets or whatever, you can actually snack on these, and it helps to increase your libido. And
Wow.
these are things you can actually sit down with your spouse and just, enjoy yourself and just, and snack on things we don't know really, But really, when we do all these little things, you find out that every day we are doing the right thing and putting the right food in our body that can enhance our sexual life. So I also have nuts. Nuts is very good. It's part of um, the list of things that can enhance your drive, that can increase the drive, and you find that when you snack on things like almond, peanuts, walnuts, like all these ones here, they have an impact in your everyday, in your everyday life, because they enhance, the sexual drive that you have, and increases the libido uh, of the man and the man and the wife. I always say the man and the wife because we cannot be talking about this without the man and his wife.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I like that.
So, yeah.
I think someone asked a question here before I let you go on. The person says, "Is there a dosage for the avocado?"
No, you just eat.
Okay.
You just eat because sometimes they're expensive. You can just buy what you can. Just eat. Some people use it for bread in the morning. Lunchtime they're using it for their salad. Dinner they're putting it by. I just didn't know why people were doing that. So now I know that it's because of some of these benefits that people do what they do.
Awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So so when you're looking at the big stuff, you're looking at big stuff, you're looking at, okay, it's his birthday, it's her birthday, what can I put together, You're looking at, something that is not just food, but it has health benefits. Then I'll be showing you this. This is something that I think this is something that actually took time to prepare. So this one is a little bit different.
Wow, this looks interesting too.
Yeah, this is a little bit different. You see, salmon has health benefit. It's very good.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So apart from the fact that we have to do something nice for ourselves in the marriage. We have to do something nice for ourselves in the marriage. We find out that there are a lot of little recipes you can just put together with your spouse, to appreciate your spouse. A lot of men cook these days. Actually, I remember, I think it was 4 weeks ago. It was one of it was one of the clients that I took of the guy that was saying, I really want to cook something nice for my wife. And I was telling him about it. He said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So guys, if you're looking today, not just the women cooking, there was a man that
What you
cooked
have there? Tell us what you have there, ma'am.
Okay. So I have this, I have the salmon fillet here, fresh salmon, and I have these super large, shrimps, The
Shrimps.
salmon the salmon has health benefits, right? It enhances your sexual life. It's very good, the salmon, because of the fatty oil and the omega that are there, the vitamin that it has, the components. But this one here, just the fact that he or she is wonderful. You want to appreciate them. You go out of your way to look for something big, something beautiful, and attach it to the plate so that the woman you're appreciating knows that she is loved. The man you're appreciating knows, except they don't eat seafood. The man that you're appreciating knows that he is loved. And honestly, this did not take 30 minutes to put this together. So what do I have here? I have the salmon because we know that Kenyan pepper is good for enhancing, the drive, the station drive. And we have cinnamon, we have garlic. So I infuse that in this food. 30 minutes, this was ready. And you can actually do this for your wife, for your husband. And you can have a cup of drink, the cinnamon drink. And what will happen after that? Oh, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Awesome.
So a lot of
People are loving this combination already.
Sorry?
Some people are loving the combination already.
There's a comment here.
Actually, one of my clients, one of the guys made this last month. Said, I want to do something for my sister. The wife is a nurse. With all this corona and things, said I really want to do something that will not take too much money. That will not take too much. And I said, what about it? And the man was like, I heard you gave my husband that recipe. Oh my God! Look, I'm like somebody that is wanting to please. Now I'm like, okay, that works really well.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things. Yeah, there are a lot of things really that I tell couples, that they can do for each other, because there is, especially if you're living far away from home, you are in the US, you're far away from home, or you're in the UK, you are not in your country, in Africa, or wherever you're coming from. It's really good that you have a connection with your spouse at home, where both of you can appreciate one another. It's not just the men cooking or the women cooking. It's just the fact that it's done from a place of love. And when it's done, you know that this person has really gone out, keeping secret, going to keep the bags, the Tesco bags in the fridge for the woman not to know, making sure the man is not at home to put these things together. And I think it's very important that, when couples, they do that for each other, that they appreciate it. They know the extent and what has gone into, whatever it is they've gotten. Because sometimes it's not about the money. It's about what you've put in. And when you're knocking at night to say, hello, baby, the door is going to be open, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you share one or two more? Some people are asking for more tips. If you're happy.
Say that again, sorry.
Can you share one or two more foods? Some people are asking for more, if you're happy to.
Food or?
Yes.
Yes. I think, yes, you can also have, quinoa. Quinoa is very nice because it's packed with protein. You can have the salmon and quinoa. And I think I have that on my YouTube channel. If you go to anywhere there, I have quinoa, the preparation of quinoa there. You can have quinoa and salmon, and it's so good, just to eat something different at times, because those are the things you go to the restaurants to buy. So can you imagine now there is lockdown and you want to do something nice with your spouse? Actually, doing something nice is kind of an open window for you to get into those inner, hallelujah places. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Wow, this has been a fantastic session. Fantastic session. All right, I can see you still have something to say.
Yeah.
Yes, I said, lastly, if you are the kind of person that look at watermelon and walk past, please don't do that. Watermelon is another fantastic aphrodisiac. It, boosts your libido and it enhances it, your sexual drive. So if you see watermelon, please embrace it, because that's something you should have in your fridge all the time. Eat some and give your spouse some watermelon.
Awesome. Wow, this has been this very nice. This has been fantastic. Wow, we've really gone deep today. We've touched on avocado, we've touched on oyster, we've touched on cinnamon.
Yes.
We've touched on is it Cameroon pepper you called it?
Kenyan
pepper. Okay.
So you can actually use any chili. Any chili is good, yeah.
Yeah. So we've touched on many things. Then we'll touch on watermelon. Right. So I want to ask this question. So you work with couples, all right? So can you tell us a little bit about your program? So people want to get in touch with you. How can they get in touch with you? First, what program do you run with couples, and then how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, at the moment I have two programs. I have just couples that want to just, talk to me about issues, just one time, just talk to me, I have that open, but I have another one that is longer time where I can work with them for 3 months, and I consult with them, and if people want to reach me, they can actually reach me by my Instagram, Rate Eluwade, at Rate Eluwade, DM me, and we can talk more, because each couple have different needs, so it's never the same. You find out every couple that I meet, their outlook and their challenges is different, and so I try as much as possible to ensure that every couple is is uh, is supported, and the services are provided to them as individuals. That's why, what we do is center around the needs of each couple. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So her handle, everyone listening, and those that will watch later, her handle on Instagram is Reeds Eluwade at Reeds Eluwade. Okay. So she has a YouTube channel as well. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is at Read Eluwade as well. I'm on Facebook at Read Eluwade.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So guys, connect with her, and she's a published author as well. She's written about 3 books. All right, let's connect with her. Follow her on Instagram, and DM her. You don't have to go public. DM her, and then she's going to help you out. Okay.
She's got a lot of recipes.
A lot of recipes. So we have more
recipes, write-ups. Yeah.
Yes, we have more information like this coming up for you guys. Stay tuned on this channel. And this is Chidi.
Yes.
And I am Victor Akuna. All right. We run Foundation for Family Affairs. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, and our mission is to transform families across the globe, helping them build romance into their relationship, helping them build intimacy. And when that is together, they're able to strengthen their family. And that's our mission. Okay, tell us about where can you find us?
Okay, so you can find us, where you are at the moment, at Foundation for Family Affairs, or on any platform at Foundation for Family Affairs. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook at Foundation for Family Affairs. We would like to say a very big thank you to our interactive audience today. They've been so interactive, very engaging. At some point I was smiling, holding back laughter, because their comments were just awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who's engaged with us tonight. You made it really fun, really fun, and we hope you got some value, something to run with. Let's go spice up things in the bedroom.
All right.
And then, like she said at the start of it, if things are well sorted in the bedroom, I mean, we would have strengthened marriages.
Absolutely.
Better unions.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. God bless. See you next time. Bye-bye. Okay.